Hi, I'm Vicky. Welcome to Feather and Flow Yoga and this balance yoga flow. Before we get started, I have a couple of pieces of advice for you. With all balance themed classes, I always like to suggest that you approach them with a playful attitude. So by that, I mean just don't take yourself too seriously. It's okay to wobble, it's perfectly normal. It's okay to take the modifications, and just know that over time and with practice, your balance will improve. But also, no matter how practiced we are, there are going to be days when our balance is just off, and that's okay. That can be down to so many different factors, whether it's a bad night's sleep or a particularly stressful day, or it's just one of those off days. So don't be hard on yourself. Just enjoy the flow, smile as you go, and see how you get on. So with that being said, let's start at the beginning of our mat, coming to stand in Tadasana. The feet can be together or slightly apart. Stand tall, the legs feel strong, the hips are even. Lightly draw your shoulder blades toward one another and let the arms hang heavy. Take a deep breath in through the nose and exhale through the mouth with a sigh. And when you're ready, go ahead and close the eyes. And just take a second here to notice how that feels, just standing still with the eyes closed. Notice how maybe you feel slightly less steady than you do with the eyes open. Or maybe there's some swaying motion that you're aware of. But just know that you're steady here. Your feet have got you. You're safe. And when you're ready, begin to shift your awareness to your breath. And as you inhale, imagine that you're inhaling through from the soles of your feet and the air is lengthening up through the body, through the legs, through the back, all the way up through to the crown of your head. Noticing that as you do so, perhaps you stand a little taller or a little straighter. And with each exhale, feeling a heaviness wash over the body. The arms hang heavy, the shoulders melt down the back, shoulder blades drawing towards one another. Bringing all of your awareness to this breath in this moment. As you inhale, imagine that you're inhaling energy. And as you exhale, just releasing anything that no longer serves you, any stresses, any negative thought patterns. Noticing that when our attention is on the breath, perhaps the breath naturally deepens and our inhales and our exhales maybe get a little bit longer and more drawn out. And noticing how that feels. Sense of calm washing over you. Taking a second now just to set yourself an intention to let whatever happens today be enough, not passing any judgment, just being happy with where you are, knowing that there's nowhere else to be right now, nothing else to do, just working on connecting our movements with our breath and being fully present. When you're ready, go ahead and open up the eyes. Take a deep breath in, and as you do so, reach the arms up overhead, look up at the thumbs. And as you exhale, send your left arm forward and your right arm back as you turn to look out over your right shoulder for a gentle twist. Inhale, arms reach up overhead. Exhale, twisting the other side, looking out over the left shoulder this time. Inhale, arms reach up overhead. Bring the hands to touch and interlace the fingers, but bring the index fingers so they're pointing up to the sky. reach up, and as you inhale, lift the arms up. As you exhale, send the upper body over to your right. Inhale, come back to the center, reach up, and as you exhale, send the upper body to the left. Inhale, reach up once more, and as you exhale, hinge at the hips and fold forward, bringing your head to hang heavy here, belly to thighs. Inhale, find your halfway lift, hands come to the shins, and exhale, plant the hands and come down to a tabletop position. Spread the fingers wide, bring the hips over the knees, and we'll move through a few rounds of cat-cow here. So as you're ready, lower the belly, lift the chest, look up as you lift the tailbone, and exhale, push the mat away, round through the spine, gentle tuck of the tailbone. Inhale, lower the belly, lift the tailbone, gently look up. Exhale, round through the spine, maybe one vertebrae at a time, chin to chest. Once more, inhaling to lower the belly and exhaling to round. When you're ready, come to a flat back here. Engage your core just slightly, imagining that you're wearing a corset or maybe a tight belt, and just bringing a gentle, slight engagement to that lower belly area. And as you're ready, extend your right leg back behind you and spread the toes. So we're going for length here rather than height. Find your balance, and in your own time, extend your left arm out in front of you, trying to get as long as you can from the left fingertips to the right tiptoes. Core is engaged, protecting that low back. And when you're ready, set the left hand down, keeping the leg extended back behind you, toes are spread, and begin to draw some circles, just small circles with the foot, making sure that the movement comes from the glute, feeling those muscles switch on. And then change directions of the circle. And gently set that right knee down. And we'll take it to the other side. So this time the left leg extends back behind you, spread the toes, find your balance and bring that engagement to your core as you lift your right arm out in front of you. Spread the fingers. Try not to hold the breath. As you're ready, plant the right hand down and begin to circle the left foot, moving from the glute. And then change directions of your circle. Before coming to stillness, and then gently set that left knee down. Tuck the toes, lift the knees and the hips up and back for your first downward facing dog, making any small movements you need to before making your way into stillness. Pushing them away, ensuring you're spreading your weight evenly through the hands, gazing towards the navel, hips are lifted up to the sky. As you're ready, bend the knees and walk the feet up towards the hands. And when you get there, find a halfway lift and exhale, forward fold, belly to thighs. Inhale, reach up overhead as you lift the upper body, look up at the thumbs. Exhale, bring the hands to the heart for Tadasana, mountain pose. From here, begin to lift up all 10 toes, spread them wide, and then set them down. And just feel that connection of the soles of the feet with your mat, noticing the areas of the skin that's touching the mat. And begin to shift your weight over to your left leg as you pick up the right foot. Engaging the core, feeling strong here. Find your drishti, which is the focal point out in front of you that's not moving, at about eye level, and that's just going to help you to find your balance here. Balancing is so good for improving our concentration and our focus, as well as building strength through the muscles. No worries if you need to come down and then lift up. And from here, slowly and with control, begin to step your right foot back to a high lunge position. When you get there, reach the arms up overhead as you inhale. And as you exhale, bring your right hand forward and your left hand back behind you for a twist. See if you can gaze out over your left shoulder. Inhale, arms reach up overhead as you look ahead. Exhale, plant the hands and step back to a plank position. Option to do this on your knees. And when you're ready, lower all the way down to your belly. Bring the tops of the toes down to the mat. And inhale, lift the chest for a baby cobra. Exhale, lower down. Engage your core as you push yourself back to all fours. Tuck the toes, lift the knees and the hips. Downward facing dog. Deep breath in through the nose. Exhale through the mouth with a sigh. From here, step or hop to the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. Arms reach up overhead. Look up at the thumbs. Exhale, hands to the heart for Tadasana, mountain pose. Once more, lift all the 10 toes up, spread them wide, set them down. And this time begin to shift your weight over onto your right leg as you lift the left leg. Noticing how maybe one side feels different to the other and how that's perfectly normal. Core is engaged, shoulders are away from the ears. Find your drishti. And as you're ready, slowly and with control, step back to your high lunge. As you inhale, the arms reach up overhead. And as you exhale, sending your left arm forward and your right arm back, and maybe turning to look out over the right shoulder. Twisting lunge. Inhale, arms reach up overhead as you look ahead. Exhale, set the hands down, step back for a plank pose. And as you're ready, exhaling, lowering all the way down, bring the tops of the feet to the mat. Inhale, peel up for a cobra. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, engage your core strength. Maybe this time lifting the knees first and then pushing up. And then exhale, downward facing dog, Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Option to step the feet up the mat a couple of inches just to clarify your foundation. When you're ready, bend the knees and step or hop to the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, belly to thighs. And as you inhale, rise all the way up. Arms reach up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Tadasana, mountain pose. From here, shifting your weight onto your left leg. Use your core strength to lift the right leg. Spread the toes. One more breath in and out here. And as you exhale, step back slowly with control. High lunge once more. And when you get there, bring the hands to the hips and pivot on the back foot. So we're coming into warrior two. So making any adjustments that you need. Your right foot is parallel with the short edge of your mat. And your left knee is bent and it's over the ankle or just behind, but never out in front like this. Hips are even. And when you're ready, arms extend long. The arms are strong and you're gazing out over the left middle finger. Deep breath in through the nose, big breath out. As you inhale, flip the palm so it's now facing up on your left hand and reverse your warrior. Exhale, come back through to warrior two, palm faces down. And as you inhale, send the upper body forwards and then windmill the hands down. So your left fingertips come down to the mat and your right fingertips point up to the sky. Maybe you can turn the head to look up at the thumb. Inhale, use your core to lift back to warrior two. Exhale, windmill the hands all the way down, pivot on the back foot, step back for a plank pose. Option to lower all the way down and find cobra, or if chaturanga's in your practice, use your toes to send the body forward. Keep the elbows close as you lower halfway down. Inhale, roll over the feet, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. So all meet here in downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Let it go through the mouth. As you're ready, bend the knees and walk or hop to the front. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. And inhale to rise all the way up. Look up. Exhale, hands to the heart, Tadasana, mountain pose. Inhale, lifting the right leg this time. Apologies. Step the right foot down. Inhale, lift the left leg this time. Caught you out there. Find your breath. Often we hold our breath when we're balancing, making sure that we don't do that. Really bring your awareness to the breath. Keep it moving. Our breath is our energy and our life force. So try not to hold that, particularly in the challenging positions. When you're ready, begin to slowly step back, finding your high lunge, and then pivot on the back foot for warrior two. So the back foot is parallel with the short edge of the mat. Right knee is bent and it's over the ankle or just behind. Hips are even. And when you're ready, extending the arms, look out over your right finger, middle finger. And as you're ready, turn the right hand up towards the sky. And as you inhale, reverse your warrior. And as you exhale, find your way back to warrior two, palm facing down. Inhale, send the upper body forwards. And as you exhale, coming into extended side angle. Option to look straight out in front of you or up at the left hand. Inhale, find warrior two. Exhale, pivot on the back foot as you lower all the way down and step back for your plank pose. Find your vinyasa, lowering down. Option for upward facing dog, meeting in downward facing dog. When you're ready, bend the knees, walk or hop to the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to rise up at the thumbs. Exhale, hands to the heart, Tadasana, mountain pose. As you're ready, lift the right leg. Bring your left hand to your hip and your right hand to your right knee. Option to stay here. If you're ready for more of a challenge, see if, whilst gazing out in front of you, you can send your right knee out to the right. Option to stay here, or to make it even more challenging, see if you can now turn your gaze to your left. No worries if you wobble or if you fall. Just play around with it, have some fun. When you're ready, come back to the center with your gaze first and then the knee. From here, keeping the knee lifted, bring your arms out to your sides. This time, as we step back, we'll come into warrior three. So moving back with control, sending that right foot back behind you, coming into the shape of the capital letter T. And when you get there, point the toes down to the ground, the right toes down to the ground, so that will help to keep your hips even. And make sure you have a micro bend in the standing leg, particularly if you tend to hyperextend. And you have the option to stay here, maybe playing around with coming back into it. If you need to lower the foot down and then lift up, that's fine. Or if this is already in your practice and you need more of a challenge, you can come into half moon pose. So to do that, bring your left fingertips down to the ground, out to the left and slightly out in front of you. And as you do so, begin to turn your right toes out to the right, bringing your right hand to your hip. And maybe turn to look out to your right. Remembering to draw energy up from the left arch of your foot, your left foot arch, and keep a micro bend in that standing leg. Option to lift the right arm up high. Wherever you are, begin to slowly lower down, bringing the right foot to meet the left and forward fold. Well done, that was super challenging. Inhale, lifting up, arms reach up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Now we do the same thing on the other side, and just notice and become aware of how one side feels different to the other. Not passing any judgment whatsoever. It's totally normal to feel the difference between each side. So when you're ready, lift the left leg this time. Bring the left hand to the left knee, right hand to the hip. Option to stay here, or begin to send your left knee out to the left. Option to stay here, or turn your gaze to your right. When you're ready, bring the gaze back first and then the knee. Bring the hands out to the sides. Engage your core as you slowly step back through to warrior three. Toes point down to the mat when you get there. Micro bend through the standing leg. Option to stay here or transitioning to half moon pose. So your right fingertips come down this time. Send the toes to face out to the left toes. Option to bring the hand to the hip. And you're imagining that your hips are stacked on top of one another and your shoulders are stacked on top of one another. If you wish, you can lift the left hand. So drawing strength up through the arch of your right foot and also flexing that left foot so you're pushing into the heel of your left foot, straightening that leg. And as you exhale, bringing the hands to the ground and stepping the feet together. Forward fold. From here, plant the hands, bring the shins down, and we'll take a much deserved child's pose. Bring the forehead down to the mat. Take a deep breath in through the nose and just exhale, let it all go through the mouth. Big belly breaths here. As you're ready, begin to lift up and come to sit down on your mat. Extend your left leg out in front of you and hug the right knee in. Sit tall. And then from here, pick up the right foot and place it on the outside edge of your left thigh. Hug the knee in once more. Really long and tall through the spine. And then from here, wrap the left arm around the knee and bring your right hand back behind you and look out over your right shoulder for a gentle twist. Twisting from the navel, seeing if with each exhale, maybe you can twist a little more. When you're ready, look ahead, release the arms, and then extend the right leg out and bend the left knee. Sit tall as you hug the knee in. And then pick that left foot up and place it on the outside edge of your right thigh. Sit tall, hug the knee in once more. From here, wrapping your right arm around the knee and bring your left hand back behind you, still sitting up tall, gazing out over your left shoulder. Shoulder blades draw towards one another. Inhale, look ahead and unwrap the legs, extending both out long now. Toes point up towards the sky, sitting tall through the spine, drawing length from your tailbone all the way up to the crown of your head. As you inhale, the arms reach up. Exhale, belly to thighs, taking hold wherever you do. Maybe that's the shins or the ankles or the feet. Gazing over the top of the toes, down on the ground, just a little way out in front. Releasing through the hamstrings. And using your exhales just to work through any discomfort that you're feeling. Gently release. And from here, we'll lower all the way down onto our backs. Keeping the knees bent, cross your right leg over your left, and then pick the feet up and come to take hold of either the outside edges of the feet, if that's within your reach, or the ankles or even the shins. And take a deep breath in through the nose. And as you exhale, gently draw those legs in towards your chest. So if you're holding your feet, make sure you flex the feet just to protect the ankles. And feel that release through the glute muscles, through the hips and the low back. Lightly tuck your chin, protecting the neck. And just breathe here. Gently release. Bring the feet down to the mat, uncross, and then we'll cross them over the other way. So left foot crosses over the right this time. Lifting the feet up and taking hold, maybe the outside edges of the feet, maybe the shins, just finding what works for you. Deep breath in, and as you exhale, lightly use your arms to draw those knees in towards the chest. Again, noticing how one side feels different to the other. We all have a tighter side. It's perfectly normal. Maintaining that full, even breath in and out through the nose. And when you're ready, gently release. Bring the feet down, uncross the legs. Keeping the knees bent here. Take a breath in through the nose, and as you exhale, send just the knees over to the right for a twist. Option to stay here. If you want to add a little more resistance, you can bring your right foot out from underneath and place it on top of that left knee. Maybe turn your head to your left. Noticing how it feels. And when you're ready, gently release and unravel and send the knees to the center. And we'll take it to the other side. This time, knees come to the left. Option to bring the left foot on top of the right knee, perhaps turning the head out to the right. Gently release, unraveling, sending the knees back up towards the sky. And from here, extend both legs, bringing your feet wide, maybe as wide as the mat, and let the toes just splay out to the side. Hands can rest on the belly, or bringing the hands out off the mat with the palms facing up. Go ahead and close your eyes, arriving in the relaxation, Shavasana, and beginning to feel a sense of heaviness washing over you from the heels of your feet, traveling up the legs, heaviness to the hips and the low back. The shoulders feel heavy and supported. Your arms are heavy. Your hands are heavy. Even the head feels heavy here and grounded. Your eyes are closed. See if you can bring a softness to the corners of the eyes and the eyebrows. Even the space in between the eyebrows softens and relaxes. Relax your jaw and the corners of the mouth, and allow yourself to just relax. And if thoughts come, which likely they will, see if you can allow them to just pass by without attaching any energy or attention to them. Just allowing yourself this time here in Shavasana to just be and to soak up all the good work that your body has just done. We'll be here for a few minutes and I'll let you know when Shavasana is complete. Begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Bring some small movements to the hand and the feet. And in your own time, slowly roll over onto one side. You can keep the eyes closed for now. And then use the hands to press yourself up to a seated position. Bringing the hands to the heart center. Gently tuck the chin, bowing the head. Taking a second just to be grateful to yourself for showing up for yourself today, taking this time on your mat. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Namaste. If you like this video, please let me know with a thumbs up or with a comment, and please subscribe to my Feather and Flow Yoga YouTube channel.